Time for the ladies.
Ladies.
Third place matchup here in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, as this is going to be Jennifer W. taking on Kalika Chris here in what should be a great matchup to see who plays Trish Krezik in that final here. And our first look at Jennifer on the day. Curious to see what she's going to bring to the table.
What is Jennifer's last name?
Jennifer W.
Oh.
Wow. Rousniak? Rousniak.
I think you nailed it, actually.
Chat, if you can give us phonetic spelling, that'd be awesome.
It's a tongue twister. Kalika played solid against Trish, but not what we typically see from her. Well, it'll be interesting to see. She's been sitting this whole time. The first match since that queen seat. If she's ironed out some of the kinks that were troubling her in the queen seat match, or if Jennifer's going to continue to pound in two bulls a turn.
Yeah, Jennifer had a bye in the first round and then lost in round two straight to Angela. And then from that point on has been fighting in the losers bracket ever since. She had a bye in the losers, went on to play Kelly Winterfield, Amanda, Stacey Buterbaugh, Kelsey Staub, Katie Barrett, Daniela, Angela again for her revenge, Selena, and then Autumn to get back to this point. So long run in that losers if you lose in effectively your first round. Good honor. Hard to do.
Yeah, especially 2 out of 3. There's really no room for slippage there.
Just going to go ahead and go right back to those bulls. Lika outside needs to hit at least the low ton here to really pressure this. Bare minimum, leave a finish. Not going to do so. I mean, again, she didn't drop a single leg until her match against Trish, but she has not shown the Kalika Chris that we are very well aware that she is capable of throwing on the stream board yet.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if there's been a fall off or if she just outclassed her first opponents by so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't chalk it up to like stream board anxiety or anything like that.
No, because we haven't seen that from her in the past.
Lika just gonna tee up just in case the 40 doesn't go. Jen should be in prime position. .40 is the look for Jennifer W.
Yeah, drills it 2 straight, big fats. And Kalika will lead us out in cricket on a 3-leg slide. Can she stop the rot?
She certainly would like to. But it's up to see if she's down for the task today. Brings that dart right below her eye and falls right on through it. Form definitely passes the eye test. Jennifer, she brings that dart almost down to her shoulder. That dart's pointing nearly at the ceiling and has a big arch when she shoots it out there, giving it some real heft towards the board. Jenny asking who's going to win the bet. What time will the brackets finish? Well, I did say all brackets. This is third place. The pros in fourth place. The amateurs, it has one game left in that fifth, six. I don't think I'm getting 135, but I'm making a decent run at it. I think if we weren't to watch every final, it would be pretty close. So I'm going to say I'm more than happy with the increase in turnaround here from the tournament staff, getting things done a little bit quicker.
You're still going to lose $10, though.
Yeah, but Gordon can have it.
Gordon will hucklebuck you in a heartbeat.
That's fair.
If he can get the advantage in a bet, you're toast.
Or I have a couple of different bets in mind to keep him on his toes. Lika with that 3-number advantage, down 1 point here. Against the point lead. Gonna be quick to take a stab. Have to be a little careful just because 2 of your numbers have X's on them, though.
Nice to see a little bit of a crowd watching the ladies, too. People pulled up chairs.
And just takes out one of those numbers along the way. Yeah, I definitely love seeing all the different people supporting the ladies. I love that we kind of have a little spectator section built out for both stream boards there.
We didn't originally. I think this just arrived out of necessity.
Yeah, tough after the first start. It's just an awkward spot. You can tell that last start also kissed right on it. Lika should be able to just go ahead and shut down those 17s here. 2 big singles. Gets it done in 1. Can move along now. He's definitely dragging some of these starts, though. I think that's definitely what we're seeing. I don't know if it's just the release point timing is a little bit more off than normal. I wonder if that's the cause of the variance.
And coming away empty-handed that turn. Kalika going to be able to run away with this one now.
Yeah, not much Jen can do in this one. And Kalika, we are being a little hard on her just because the expectation is pretty high of her game from what the standard she set last year. But 3.75, not a bad margin line to find yourself in a 10-round game of cricket. I know she has a higher gear, but in this version, it was enough. But Jennifer was very convincing in the 0-1 leg. It's going to come down to a very impactful diddle, it seems. Yeah, it was a frustration closing that last start. Like basically hitting the classic GG go next. And there you go. Kalika Chris makes it 1-1. Winner of this league will decide who goes back to play Patty Grezik in that final. Solid diddle there from Jennifer, though. Finds a single bull. And Kalika best it. She cannot. Outside there, so Jennifer, her game was pretty sharp in 0-1. Consistently find those 2 bulls. Through 25 going first. Just 1 bull on the turn there for Jen. That was despite an awkward first start, though. Oh, but Kalika, hold on a second. Oh, just on the other side of the darts there for last, but finds a 113. Low ton, right back from Jen. Still any girl's game.
Big hat trick. Take about 100-point lead. So Jen gonna have to find something here. Good last. She's gonna need help. Lika in control, up 14 points with the darts.
Oh, this is the favor potentially. Does find a bull to leave a finish. Jen, if she hits a low ton though, and the decent fallout, could be in better position. Well, the shot is on. Good look at it, too.
$137 to steal it for Jen. Now needs a triple. Oh, the wrong triple. 78, back to the bull, leave 28. Yes, great shot.
And I think most of the people sitting down there was a lot of love for Jennifer because they all kind of went right on back to their seats. They said, oh, no.
They're on the charge with her. Through the loser's bracket. Oh, terrible first start there from Kalika.
He's not happy with that. Needs bull for double 17 now. Not going to happen. Jen will have an opportunity to get to the final. For the match, Jennifer W.
Thinking about it.
No think, just throw.
Think long, think wrong.
Whoa, needs to settle that dart down. Drill a big old 6. Can't go high, can't go low. No! Throws the other dart off to the side there. The adrenaline of the moment might have gone to her. And Kalika now crossed the finish line. She does. You can see no celebration. She knew she kind of got away with one a little bit there. And that was Jen's game to lose. And she gave a great run at it. I mean, in her 0-1 game, other than the end there, was pretty solid performance. Just doesn't quite get there at the end. And now we're going to see Trish Grezik and Kalika Chris rematch of our Queen Seat matchup taking place right here on the same board. So they're not going to go very far at all. And then currently, in the meantime here, until those ladies are ready, we'll just go ahead and leave it on the overhead shot of Jeremy Lee and Brian B. Mac McConnell playing over there. Should be playing over there. Yeah, there they go. So, alrighty. We'll get those ladies over to that stream board in just a moment's time. I'm Nick Chair, joined by DJ Sayer. We'll be back in just a moment. welcome back, everybody. It is time for the finals here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Nick Lachard, joined by DJ Sayer to see a rematch of our Queen Seat matchup here. This is Kalika Chris going up against Trish Grezik here in what should be an enticing affair.
Yeah, Kalika kind of got away with one there in the last match against Jen. We'll see if that fate continues or if Trish puts a whooping on her out like she did in the Queen Seat match. As we mentioned earlier, these two are doubles partners this weekend, so probably a likelihood that the pot is being split.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you've talked about. I know when I've gone to tournaments with my buddies, I said, hey, you and me, we'll get the chop. I always say that, hoping that they'll still split with me, even though I went 2-0. But Trish, definitely in the better of the form between the two of them. We haven't seen Kalika get in that high gear, like you said. Kind of got away with that match against Jennifer, surviving some match darts there with her sitting on 28. Gonna have to pick it up here as she did lose. I believe that was a 2-0 win for Trish in the seat match that these two played against each other in.
You're staying steady to a turn.
Kalika's just going to have to do her part here and get two and hope for some decent opportunities to rise. That's an awkward first start, though. Were you ever a move along the Aki or stay true in the same spot kind of guy? Did you ever have a strong preference?
I usually move.
You're a mover?
I'm also one, and I don't know how many do this, that I will turn my foot more or less or open it up to adjust my shoulders. Because I think the feet directly align the shoulders. So I'm typically 45 when I feel that I'm standing straight on. If I move to the right, I take my foot and make it more parallel to the board, which naturally pushes my shoulders that way. So then I'm still in line with what I'm throwing at.
No, the logic tracks. I just don't trust the average dart player to effectively utilize that without getting a little too crazy. As Trish here, 2 16s. How about a single 16 or another one of those double 8s? Big old single. Does go for Grezik.
On the hill. We're taking the title here and booking her place in the ESPN Invitational.
Yeah, definitely a lot of factors on the line there. And you could see that frustration. That was a big look away there. And Kalika gasping at her second dart there. They're definitely getting away from her a little bit here. I have to imagine, but right before she got to that Queen Seat, she started hitting low on the gas tank.
Yeah, she looks pretty unnerved here. I don't think there's any way back. And Trish gonna kick her while she's down.
Definitely doesn't have much time to figure it out, that's for sure. Trish needing this leg to get the match done and over and the title. Jeremy Lee does get knocked down by Brian McConnell, by the way, and a 2-0 loss. Third place match will be coming up towards the stream board there. Brian McConnell, Jeff Summits. Of course, we will be staying on for full coverage of this women's final, though.
So, chalk in the fact that Porterfield won the king seat, but not so chalk in the other players that are in the top 4. Jeremy Lee and Am playing up into the pro. Brian McConnell, someone who just won their pro card or just turned pro earlier this season. And Jeff Summits, who candidly I didn't know before today.
Yeah, again, I know I've commentated him before, but I don't know where, and it was probably only once. So definitely going on the run. And other than letting Porterfield back in on the 15s was pretty impressive.
Kalika doesn't get something going here quickly. I think this is gonna be all she wrote.
Definitely treading some deep waters at this point. And I think it's fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. First off, she's still a finalist regardless of the form she's in. But that was just a testament to how strong she performed in her previous stream days here on the BullShooter Tour to be held to that standard. And of course, you're going against Trish Grezik. I mean, she is by far one of the more accomplished females that we see on the tour play, and typically always gets results. So you have to be on your A game, and she knows that. It's her partner.
Did take a shot at it.
Lika sinks that first start down, trying to pantomime. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's her release point that's really bothering her there. Not sure, because the follow through looks fine. The setup looks all right.
Sometimes there's just something you don't really realize going on, and the stroke can look fine, but there may be just a little extra snap on the follow through, or the grip. She does kind of spin it slightly right before she throws it. So maybe that's being over rotated or under rotated.
And those little idiosyncrasies make all the difference.
And as a dart player, we know what feels right.
Mm-hmm.
So that leans into your confidence as well. If it doesn't feel the way that's natural and good, then your confidence starts to waver, and then it's very hard to snap out of it. But ironically, you can struggle one day, show up the next day, and all is well. It's a fickle game.
It is, and that's what makes it so frustrating. It's so gratifying when you are hitting, when things are going your way. And Trish is just kind of doing a little check down here, not getting really pushed too much. This is Trish's title to lose here. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Kalika knows it. Still, if I'm either one of these thinking, okay, we're playing doubles together. My partner got second, I got first. Even if it wasn't the most spectacular performances in the Queen Seat and finals, they're gonna both be feeling pretty good going into the rest of this weekend. And Trish, again, while a little bit below par in this leg, overall, great day on her.
Trish showing the board what she thought of that triple, where she didn't need all three. And finishes the game with a single bull, double bull. So there you have it, your ladies champion, Trish Grezik. Commiserations for Kalika Chris. But still a very solid performance, getting second place to her partner.
Yeah, again, you're going to be feeling fine about that going into the rest of the weekend here. It does look like looks like Brian McConnell's now walking up to the board right there. I see him in that pink jersey and those rainbow sherbet looking shoes, as they should be just about ready to get going here. You can see Jeff, no nonsense, ready for this one to get going. Jeremy Lee still talking over there, who got fourth place in this pro singles bracket. Looks like they're going to take a few warm-ups, so we're just going to kick it right here. We'll be right back in just a moment once this match gets underway. This will be the third place pro singles matchup. Back in just a moment. Time for the third place match in the pro singles bracket. BMAC Brian McConnell takes on Jeff Summits here in what should be an interesting affair here. First look at BMAC on the stream. Jeff, frequent flyer today. I'm Nick Cho, joined by DJ Sayer in the booth.
Yeah, we get to see who has the daunting task of taking on Mike Porterfield in the final. Given the way he's played, I don't know that anyone's up to the task.
I can guarantee you I'm not. I have 50 minutes for 5 matches to finish.
No chance.
Looking less likely. It's looking like it wasn't going to be busted by as much as people thought it was going to be busted by. That's all that matters. Only 55 there for Summits. BMAC going to be on the attack. Trying to recollect after the Butterfingers moment there. Did talk with the Vegas bookies, saying BMAC has a backwards hat.
That instantly make him the favorite?
No. I did talk with the bookies about it. I do think, again, we haven't seen what Brian has been playing like today or not. But I do know what we have seen out of Jeff. He's looking likely to be into that rematch against Porterfield, because I do think overall his top gear was pretty impressive. Connell lost in round 2 to Seth Stefano. Has climbed back ever since, winning 6-7 matches so far on the loser side. I don't have an opportunity to be the first one at a finish now.
Jeff really needs to find a triple here. Only going to hit 3 singles, so advantage BMAC now. Going first from 143. Finds the first one, triple 18. Oh, narrowly missing it. Stays there, leave 50.
Probably should have been advisable to move on that last dart, but in either case, your Summit's at 140. It's on. It's a dart. Pins it there. Jeff Summits with a 140 check for a very, very needed, I wouldn't say needed, but very wanted hole to throw.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to classify that as needed. Don't expect Brian to miss again. I think Brian knew it was going away as soon as the first dart went in, too.
Just a 2-mark start for McConnell. If Summits just pretends he's playing Mike Porterfield, you expect to see a 5-5 or a 6. Gonna stay there with the X on the number. Mine's 5. The best worst opening.
And takes away the X. That helps later down the line.
Jeff already with that one leg advantage with the X on the 20s. I want to see him mount a pretty stern defense on these 20s here. Paying for the marker dart and just finds trip threes. Decides to look up on the last. That is not a stern defense of his 20s. Should pop the single 20. That's why he stopped himself mid-throw there. Could have saved it for last start, but better to get a guaranteed one just in case you miss. John saying, Nick, what was the bet with Gordon? That all brackets would be done by 1:35. Women's is already done. This is third place in the pro. And third place in the open is also starting right now. So, and I mean, I'm going to need some seat holder finals for that timeline to work. But the timeline's still on, folks.
It is possible. I'll give you credit.
It seemed crazy.
I don't think we can hold a final. I think we got to play them same time.
Yeah.
And then I think you need the king seat holders to win 2 straight in both, which I think is, well, it's 3 straight in the pros though.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got Porterfield throwing perfect legs, so
who knows? All I'm saying is that bet seemed ridiculous to make a week ago. Seeming a lot less ridiculous today. Fair.
I'd say you probably need Jeff to win 2 straight here too.
That's fair. Porterfield is off to the side warming up as well. Weird shot selection there from Brian, by the way. After the first start, he decided to go to the 17s. He only needs 2 18s on the close. I don't like the shot selection there. I will say this is not the cricket average that Jeff was putting up against Porterfield, though. But then again, I guess if you're playing against a 7, you're bound to bring out the best in anybody. McConnell there just says, how about a 3 into bed?
Jeff only going to find 3 singles, so BMAC with a pretty sizable lead here. Now he's putting it together. He smashes in a 7 mark.
Yeah, Summit's looking frustrated at his position right now. Pretty much primed to go to a last league decider. Does that person in the background have a really small head or a really big hat?
It's one of those big hats.
Four 16s there for Jeff. BMAC in full control of this leg. No real questions about it after the beginning there.
And he's just going to put in 3 steady. Shut that 16 down. Take a pretty sizable lead into the Bulls.
And not much Summits can do. You're just getting ready for the diddle. That's all you're kind of thinking about right now. Getting those last couple loosen up darts. Mac didn't hit any bulls on his last go, though. Needs a double added dart for Jeff. Don't expect him to miss it twice. Well, if you're Jeff, you just hit a bunch of bulls and hope that you return with the point lead, right? Oh, you can do.
Yeah, I mean, you're punting at this point. You can take a big enough lead and come back with the lead. You might get a look at the 3-number close, but that's about the only thing you can do. 3 is solid. It's 44 now for Brian.
So 1 trip and 1 bull. Well. There's your opening. Jeff could just take it right here with 1 perfect shot. Big one. If it doesn't stick, you bail and go back to the bulls and hope you get another. Doesn't swing it. I don't understand not swinging that there. 2 happy fallouts at least gets a close. Well, closing 2 bulls isn't the worst case scenario, despite, again, you have to take a shot for the win in a scenario like this.
Yeah, he's forcing Brian to have to hit triples to get the point lead back, which is huge at this point.
All over. Does collect on the last. But 1 bull and a trip and a double.
Yeah, Jeff now with the 3-dart finish. Taking the look. No, he's not.
Again, I'm not sure why to not take the look. It's a second game shot he's opted to not swing for. Maybe he's just hoping for another error, but yeah, now BMAC has 2 darts for 1 bull. Yeah, very questionable shot selection as BMAC is pantomiming about something. Here we go, 1 apiece. So Jeff to show first here.
Ooh. The 1 out of the P-hole.
Looks like it. Pretty much an impossible to beat dart. Very unlikely.
Especially with it high.
Yeah.
You got to try to go on the right side there and tie it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only play.
It has to be almost perfect placement, too, because if you try to play for a deflection, it'll go too far out.
He's going on the left side. He tried to go over top.
And then got a free couple practice starts with the double, it seems. Well, here we go. Reset. 1 leg of 501 split bull, double. Jeff Summits to get back to the top of the bracket versus BMAC McConnell, who's just trying to get there as well. $72 on the end. Pedestrian, but you'll take pedestrian here. That's a double 7 there for BMAC. Gives the opportunity for Jeff, who's not showing the same level of explosiveness that we saw from him in that seat match.
BMAC really needs a hat trick to pull back into this leg. Well, he's going to go for the 180. May fill it up. He does. Huge shot there from B-Max.
Absolutely massive to get back into the running. Jeff again only getting one treble a turn. EMAC on the attack, a 140 here, leaves a finish. Doesn't. Lemons needs to make sure to have some decent shot selection here as well. That makes the job a lot harder.
Yeah, Jeff not going to leave a finish now. Advantage B-Mac if he could set up a nice finish.
Johnny Longo up 1-0 over James G in that third place open bracket there. BMAX sitting on 82 for the match. Jeff will have to set himself up and try to fade a couple good darts.
$82 for the match. 72 now. Double six. Oh, and misses outside. Can Jeff get it done to book his rematch?
Go to the finals. Jeff Summits. This needs to be careful. No left or right darts here. You need to get at least one dart at a double. That helps. Double 14 for the match. Oh, that was well outside the double. Needs to recollect for this double 7. The pressure. That was a pressure dart. BMAC, right now feeling debatably the opposite of pressure, it seems.
Can he take out 12?
You left it. Well, that makes it harder. But still does it and gives some stuff on it, too. Wow. He was feeling that one. And Mike Porterfield, you can see, is wasting no time getting up to that area. And Jeff Summit's got to give him credit, though, especially in his winter side performance. I was very impressed with him, and I'm going to make sure to remember the name for next time. Does finish third place today, though, in the pro singles. And now it's Mike Porterfield, Brian McConnell for the finals here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We do actually have, while they are setting up for that final, they are already called up. But we can actually go ahead and take a look over here. This is the third place match that you're looking at in that amateur bracket. Again, Johnny Longo going up against James G. Johnny up 1-0. That's James up at the line that you're looking at right there. We're just going to leave it on here and then come back immediately when it is time for that final to get going. I'm Nick Chera, joined by DJ Sayer in the booth here. Here we go. It's time for the finals here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by DJ Sayer. Looking at Mike Porterfield, the on-odds favorite in this bracket. Going up against Brian McConnell, the AM that turned pro, that then proved a point to get to this final.
Yeah, Porterfield's looked unbeatable today. We'll see if Brian has it in him, but I'd say the odds are pretty slim.
Just based off the match performance that we just saw there in the third place match, I'd have to agree with that. But that's, I mean, it's hard to not favor a guy whose worst cricket leg has been a 6. Out of the 4 legs we saw of him play cricket, and one of them being perfect, you can't really bet against that, right? Like betting against
and
the
he
Chiefs.
has to be beaten twice.
Here we go. Porterfield is off to the races, and our AM final is set in place. Mark C going up against James G. Be up there in just a moment's time right after this final concludes. So for those following along about the 1:35 a.m. bet, I think if that final was playing at the same time this one was, probably would have cleared. But we got to make sure we get the AMs on the stream a little bit. We'll see. We'll base it off, because the other one's only best of 3. I want to base it off this. If this was done by 135, I feel like I can morally say I still won that bet, even if I have to pay the $10.
I think on Mike's last shot when he was ripping his darts out of the board, one of the tips stayed in the board. So wonder if he if it's stripped or what's going on, but he seems to be good to go.
Yeah, I was able to get reset there. Just 85 on the turn, though. 160 or more leaves a finish. Not going to be able to now. The Porterfield's still favored to hold throw early on here. How good of a setup will this shot be is the question. Just 154 and a leave. Definitely not as much as he had in mind. Lots of movement on those darts. Porterfield tees up perfect for his return, knowing he'll have at least 3 darts at 16. Looking prime for leg number 1 here. Double 8. Well, double 4. You can see exactly what Brian thought about that. He said, "Ugh." There's a lot of respect between those two. They just played together in Batavia at the Western New York Shootouts. I believe they're playing together this weekend as well. I'm going to be honest. Brian's giving the body language of someone that's done for tonight.
Yeah, I think the good news for Porterfield is the doubles events are in the morning.
Double good news. This final will probably be done about 3 hours earlier than last year's pro final, so it'll get a little bit extra sleepy time. Which, again, big shout out to our tournament staff for running this really tight and to the upgrades we've been seeing in that Tournament King software, and on the players as well for being fairly prompt as Porterfield naturally goes ahead and hits a hiya white horse. Sorry, I don't know why DJ did that.
Who needs board sound effects?
It's Tyler $signs in YouTube chat's favorite sound effect, though. He asked for the white horse a lot. He was in there earlier. I had to give him one.
Emac threw a dart between his legs one tourney, I believe.
Yeah, throw it back to the New York regional on that one.
Yeah.
But Porterfield paying no mind. He is just going to continue on his mission here.
Yeah, honestly, professional performance from him. Just even with the hardware issue, whatever's going on with that dart, looks like they're still messing with it back there.
And whatever it is, or maybe it's just them all hanging around over there. In either case, he has definitely been the man that seems basically untouchable on the day. And he gets himself the match point there. And a 2-0 jump over his partner BMAC. Porterfield has only lost 2 legs on the whole day. One to Jeff Summits and one to Bubba Brian Bigham. That's kind of fairly easy to believe, given how strong his performances are.
Brian throwing at the bullseye. He has officially resigned.
Yeah, not really much left in this one for one way or another. And, you know, if we've seen what Brian can do when he's on it. You can definitely tell he feels like mission accomplished here already and is kind of just saying GG on this one a little bit earlier than others might have. And honestly, it's so hard when your opponent's not pushing you to play at the top of your game. All props to Porterfield, though. He's not slowed down a notch. And Cody McGraw saying Porterfield's going to average over a 6 at least on stream. Absolutely, he is doing that. I don't think he's had a game below. In fact, now that you say that, after the tournament's done, I'm going to pull the stats and maybe we'll have some talking points tomorrow because I think that is a. I'm curious how he did in his other non-streamed matches to see where the standard ended for the whole day. Out of nowhere, like a Rain Man, goes in and hits a 160 in, but has given up his throw to Porterfield. Porterfield to set up the finish here. Leaves the champagne. Ready to try to pop the cork when he gets back. And McConnell does not leave a finish. So 6 darts for Mike Porterfield for the match. And to get his ticket to the Invitational Shootout, the man who missed the TV stage by 1 leg against the same man that beat him twice, Leonard Gates. He'll have work to do when he gets back, though.
$72 for Mike to wrap it up.
That'll work.
Bit unorthodox on the 51 finish, but gets her done. So your champion is Mike Porterfield. Well played by him. Really never in doubt. Good job to BMAC, making it all the way to second. Especially losing kind of early. So, yeah, good run there on the loser side. We have our open final coming up. We've got Mark Crosinelli taking on James Gajewski?
Gowski?
I don't know.
Mike Wazowski? We'll be back in just a moment's time for that final. Well, one more time on the one time. It's finals time here for the amateur singles bracket. Mark and James are taking the main stage as I am Nick Chia, joined by DJ Sayer on the call for our final match of today. Final match starting at 1:26 in the morning. Final match last year started about 4:10 in the morning. Good improvement.
Technically on BullShooter time, it's Central time, so you got an hour.
That is true. We should tell these guys that they can cancel this game and come back later.
No thanks.
Now, I'm excited to see our amateurs on the stream here. It should be a fun one. Mark not able to find another low ton to follow his previous go. 2 bulls around gets you to the money in this format. Should get you a look unless your person going first is playing perfect. Solid collect there from Jamie G. Oh, Mark wanted that last one to go in. I believe the 165. It is open out for our AMs here. Would have been eligible to go. But now Jamie, 2 bulls and a decent fallout gets you the first finish. Patrick gets you an even better one, though.
Do you know his name is Jamie?
Jamie G.
Oh, I didn't even see it on the board. Okay. Like, you've called him that like 4 times, and I see James.
My rule of thumb is no matter what, if you put it in as your
No,
player
that's
name,
fair. Yeah, I just didn't see it on the board.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't assume the average James is a Jamie. You have to figure out. There's some that are, some that aren't.
I thought you might just know him.
Yeah, that's Patrick Mulligan's cousin.
He does look like our very own Patrick Mulligan. They have the same beard.
Jamie's going to pressure that 62 for Mark.
We're in the black.
That was a beautiful hat trick. Not worth any more points, but man, did it feel good.
There's no special graphic for 3 in the black, one.
No.
Lame.
Yeah. But you still get the 3 in the bed animation if it's trip 1, trip 1, trip 1. As Mark does go ahead and get himself a match point here.
You got a shot. You need a quick cricket game.
I never try to show bias on air.
Can they play quickie cricket?
Listen, any game's quickie cricket if you get it done in less than 10 rounds. That's how it works. I try to never show my bias, but my bet of all brackets done by 135 that I made last week.
I'm not biased, but my $10 says Mark's going to win this quickly.
But of course, on the other hand, James here's going to try to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about my $10 bet with Gordon
James
Dixon.
Does not care about your $10. He hates your $10.
Yeah, my $10 is not favorable to him. Now, granted, if it does hit 135, at that point I'm back to
non-biased.
Non-biased.
All he has to do is milk the clock. Just sit back here and wait. Like, I can't have these biased commentators doing my game.
Jeremy Lee walks around from the corner saying, "Take your time on your shots."
It works, I promise. I got 4th as an AM in pro.
Oh, look at this from Jamie. He said, "Take that to your bet right there." Finds a 9.
I don't care about your tenor, bro. That's what he said.
I don't blame him. But jokes aside there, again, huge shout out to the staff. It's been running really well as that's back-to-back 9s.
Mark really likes your $10.
I will give him $10. Jamie G, though, gonna ride the momentum, continuing to find the trips. Back up to the 20s. Awkward spot. Let's stay.
I'm amazed to see guys hit the triple so much better than they hit the bull. Like, I know it was just one game, but to both be averaging a 6-0 in cricket when we didn't have that great of an 0-1 game is just funny.
It is silly how that works, but it's something crazy about just making it to that final. That first leg probably feels a little heavier than the second one does.
Well, an 0-1, honestly, is more of a pressure game because a miss is so detrimental.
Shot at the closed number, and he realized his mistake.
Oh, my. Like, honestly, I saw the triple go in and didn't hear the board sound, and I thought we had an issue.
You thought that was an us problem.
Yeah, like, oh, no, our board sounds went away.
Oh, that's a...
Can he shake it off? That may be the move that loses him this match. Great last start. With all things considered...
That's hard to throw that last start that well.
Yes, well done to respond.
Because now it forces Mark to hit a 9 to have the same level of damage, where otherwise a 6 was in play. And just 2 marks there. Well, 1 mark throwing, 2 marks on the board. Thanks. Jamie gets a redemption shot at these 17s. I just stay for the 1, 2, 3. There's 2.
Yeah, up 64 points. I think that's the right move. Just keep progressing the game towards the finish line. If Mark does put in a really big shot, you're just going to have to respond on the 20.
Solid round there to keeping Mark's dream alive. This is where, as long as Jamie plays smart, though, he should be fine. Make sure that Mark never gets a free shot at your 20s here.
Yeah, in a spot like this, usually my my MO is throw at the 20 till I trip it, then take a look at the 16. But Jamie going to do a much better job than I would have shutting it down and scoring 120.
He said, you're right. I don't want them to take a shot at the 20. I want to go ahead and just get the 16 out of the way first. Don't mind that little guy. A 9 has followed a 9 every time, by the way, in this matchup here. But 62 points difference. Jamie, again, just needs the 1, 2, 3 on the collect for the 15s.
I mean, to these guys' credit, this cricket game is far better than a lot of them we saw in the pro doubles today.
I mean, again, Porterfield performed great in every cricket league he played, but this
Less
is way more
Porterfield.
interesting.
Well, less Porterfield's matches. I don't know that we saw many cricket games where both players were averaging, which they've tailed off now at the end, but both players were 5-5 plus before the last round.
I feel like that's kind of what we're seeing more and more out of our amateur brackets, where I feel like our AM finals are just so high octane. The exception to the rule being anything involving the pro bracket in Houston, which is by far probably one of my most entertaining pro brackets I think I've ever seen run. As we are going to a last leg decider, and RIP in chat with 1 minute remaining, we're going to a whole nother leg of darts.
You're not even going to get a cork within 1 minute.
I get to like 135 and 59
Oh, you
seconds.
get till it kicks over to 136?
Oh, for sure, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, the bet's still gone, but you got to admit, it was way closer than anybody would have expected.
Yep,
Oh, it's a tie, yeah.
Well, in the background ain't playing. She got 2 pizzas and 3 apps on her lap.
That's for us. Oh, Jamie's not going to be happy with that one. Oh, Dart must have left his hand funny, and you just need to make sure you throw the dart straight on. Yeah, that's enough.
I mean, barely.
Not by as much as you would have preferred.
He ain't proud, but he'll take it. All right, so our king seat holder will be throwing for the title.
Here we go. Mark and Jamie, I'm back to unbiased. I just want to see a good leg of darts right here. Potentially another best of 3.
Yeah, at this point, we root for 6 games.
Hey, if that means I get to hang out with the DJ Sayer for longer, I'm not going to be mad. Nice 2 bull round start there. Jamie's going to have work to do from behind. Something's releasing a little funny with his darts that wasn't in cricket.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The man just averaged above a 5 in cricket and then blanked on the bulls. There's just a little bit more pressure in 01 because you expect to hit the bull and you know you have to hit the bull because your opponent's not going to miss the bull.
I don't mind losing the bet, but losing the bet by 2 minutes will upset me, though.
Sorry.
Good shot there from Mark. Does find a 150. Maybe on recovery duty, and you can see he's smirking about it, but he's feeling anything but happy with those darts right now.
Yeah, Mark looks prime to get this done.
He ain't messing around. He said, I just want to make sure Nick lost $10, and then I'm going to win it.
That's what you get for holding my final.
He said, I was ready to play. I love it, though. Mark on the reapproach will have 6 darts for 82. To get it done here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for our Friday singles. Bullseye for double 16. Well, bull for double 12. Gets it done. I was wrong by 3 minutes. Oh, I'm never going to hear the end of that, but that's a good showing there. Mark is your winner in the amateur bracket. Welcome to the pro list, Mark and James. You are more than welcome to hang out with us anytime on the pro side. But we are actually done for our coverage this evening, and we will be live tomorrow morning. That will be live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Make sure to click your notification bells and be on the lookout for when we go live. Don't go far, folks. I'm Nick Chera, joined by DJ Sayer. Thanks for hanging out with us today. It's been a pleasure. Have a good night, everybody.